maybe a plate of, maybe some grapes or something they can feed us at the same time. We love the lounge.
Definitely. I love the fact about the grapes and the cheesecake.
The cheesecake, it is, and the grapes would be good. You peel the grapes. If they could peel those grapes, scratch our backs, and bring us maybe an adult beverage. Oh, can feel it right now, right there in the center of the back. Oh, that's perfect right there. Oh, don't stop. That's great. All right, welcome to the show. We have the great Kreskin on the broadcast today. He's going to be coming up at the half hour. The amazing Kreskin. Have you heard of this guy over his career?
Oh, my goodness, yes, I have.
This guy has been around for a long time, and he's reintroducing his offer and challenge that he made to O.J. Simpson in 1999 regarding the murders of Nicole and Ron and this whole tragedy thing that happened all these years ago, Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. And he said his challenge was to Simpson was walk with me, talk with me, and I'll reveal who murdered your ex-wife Nicole. Like, we don't know who that was, right? But good, Kreskin is putting it out there again in case, OJ wants to pick him up on it. So we'll see. He'll be here to give us, I'm sure, a lot of predictions and things of that nature. You know, we've got that, is it the solar eclipse that's coming up here in next month?
Yes.
Here in the month of August, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think the best place to see it is like it kind of goes in like a swirling kind of a flat S shape. It starts in Portland, goes through Idaho, goes down through Iowa, down through Nashville, ends up in Georgia, I think, around your area, or Florida or something, isn't it?
I believe so. Matter of fact, it's crazy.
Matter of fact, let's talk about this a second now. Tomas here, who hosts this show with us on occasion, has a beautiful place in Atlanta. And I think that's one of the premier areas. Maybe we could fly in and watch the solar eclipse there from your vantage point.
Actually, I'm sort of southeast of Atlanta in
Savannah.
It's
okay. It's in Savannah,
right? Savannah's a little more hip than Atlanta in some parts. It's sort of like
what do you mean by more hip?
Well, they had a tendency of celebrating the New Year at about 2 p.m. New Year's Eve.
Wait a minute. They celebrate the New Year at 2 p.m.?
Right, for the families.
So that's New Year's Eve. It's a New Year's Eve party, right?
Right. But I mean, Savannah is very much like New Orleans as far as, New Orleans as far as.
Kind of a wild town?
Yeah, it can be a little on the wild side.
Don't just lay that out there on the wild side. Like, what happens that's wild?
Oh, I'm not going to say. I might get in trouble.
You mean what happens in Savannah stays in Savannah? Is it one of those towns? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, it could be a good place to see it. When is the eclipse coming up? It's like middle of the month, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
Yeah, we'll see. We get a date for you here. Okay, so we've got a lot of stories to talk about. Plus, as I mentioned at the half hour, the amazing Kreskin will be here. We'll talk a lot about that. Stuff happening at the White House. My gosh.
Oh, yeah.
You've had your head under a rock. The changes there. Every day there's some changes. And we'll talk about the great Sam Shepard, who's can't believe he's passed away at the age of 73. What a great playwright, Pulitzer Prize winning, also had an Oscar. I mean, this guy, always on those TV shows, that deep voice, Sam Shepard. Love this guy. Anyway, we'll have some more about him here on the show, too, as we celebrate his life and a whole lot more. News of the day, entertainment news, news around the corner, news from the amazing Kreskin, and news from Savannah, Georgia, except we can't tell you anything about it because it just stays there. Michael Horn Tomas, right here in the lounge.
So what would you do with an extra $500 a month in your budget? $500. This isn't hypothetical, by the way. This is something you may need to think about very soon if you decide to become a member of MediShare. MediShare is a way to pay for your health care, and typically it costs $500 less per month for a family versus other health care plans. So seriously, think about this. You could pay off loans, pay down a mortgage, save the money for retirement, donate to charity. That would be a big deal. But you know what? Here's the best thing. MediShare works. It has 250,000 members, and it's growing fast. With MediShare, not only do you save, you don't have to pay for things you don't believe in either, and that is a beautiful thing too. So here's how you can find out more, and you might actually wind up saving even more than $500 a month. So check into it. Here's the number. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE. Now available in Montana. Call 855-90-BIBLE. Bible.
Welcome back here to the lounge. Michael Horn, Tomas. Glad to have you with us. So the solar eclipse, August 21st, coming up this month.
Okay.
Solar eclipse is going to be visible kind of within a band across the United States. And this should be pretty interesting. The solar eclipse going to start like in Oregon, go through Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas. It's going to go through Nashville, North Carolina, South Carolina. Georgia will be a pretty good place to see it. Come on, it's going to go right over Georgia and North Carolina.
Wow. Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, so this is going to be good. I think we should head to your house.
Okay.
That would be excellent. So
Going down that dirt road.
going down the old dirt road to Savannah, Georgia, to watch the solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that's pretty good. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about. The mooch is out at the White House, but he only is on the job 10 days. Here's the thing. If you get a job, this is something you youngsters can look at. If you get a job, you shouldn't spout off, use profanity, watch your language, all that kind of thing, because you could lose your job. I mean, apparently Scaramucci, the communications director at the White House, thought he was off the record, talked to a guy at the New Yorker, and the guy printed the story because he didn't think it was off the record, and the guy's out of a job. You got to watch what you say. Nowadays, you got to be careful. People have cell phones all over the place. They can videotape you.
Oh, goodness. Have they ever? Oy, 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 oy.
You don't have one of the smartphones. Do you got the old standard, or do you have a smartphone?
No, I have a relatively smartphone.
Relatively smart. Did you ever have it tested, the IQ?
No, I haven't really, but I know that it's, what is it, Galaxy S5, so I'm about three models back.
The Galaxy. I've got the Galaxy S7. Just graduated to college, as a matter of fact. I went to my Galaxy S7's, Jim Bohannon, one of the great talk show hosts, was there, and I was happy to say that my Galaxy F7 passed and graduated with honors.
Good.
Proud of my little Galaxy S7. You should be proud of your S5 because the S5 has to work harder to get to where my S7 is. And then there's that Galaxy that's got no edges on the phone. You ever notice that one?
Yeah.
People either love it or they hate it.
Is that the S8, I believe they call it?
Yeah, well, here's the thing with that one, because if you prescribe to the world being flat, you're going to fall off the edge of that phone. You need to have like a rounded phone.
Oh, that's a good one.
I hope we're on video today. You got the old video cameras cranking, I hope? Yeah, you should, Tomas.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, there you go. You should have the video cameras on because, we are being viewed and listened to at the same time on the Roku boxes around the country. Anybody's got Roku can get our CRN app and view us and listen to all the channels. And we're also on Tiki Live and on crntalk.com. Anyway, so Scaramucci's out, 10 days on the job. Here's the deal. He comes in to the office and he trashed in this New Yorker interview Reince Priebus as a paranoid schizophrenic. He said some things I can't even talk about here about Steve Bannon, that just inexcusable stuff he talked about, like talking locker room talk. Anyway, he's going through a divorce, so there may be some problems there. I think he should kind of back out of the job and take times to work through his personal problems. So, but this is good. We could have like a reality show out of the White House. I love it. I love this President Trump. I love the Celebrity Apprentice. If somebody doesn't do the job, they are summarily fired.
That's right.
That's what you either do the job or you're gone.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
We did some research here, and Scaramucci's time as communications director is believed to be the shortest run in White House history. That is the shortest run. It's shorter than Kim Kardashian's marriage to Chris Humphries. That was 72 days. It's shorter than the run of Doubt on CBS, which was 2 weeks.
Huh? What's Doubt?
That was a series.
Really?
See, it was 2 weeks.
Jeez.
But this was shorter than that. It's shorter than Conan O'Brien, whom I loved on The Tonight Show.
Oh, yeah. He went to TBS because of
Yeah,
that.
he's good on TBS. But on The Tonight Show, he mouthed it off again. He was on there 7 months. And, the Scaramucci 10 days. It's shorter than El Chapo's time on the run after he escaped prison. That was 7 months. It's shorter than the time the Chilean miners spent trapped. They were trapped for 69 days. This guy was only a communications director for 10. And this one, here's the good deal. On a positive side, and this Anthony Scaramucci can be proud of this, his time, 10 days in the White House, is longer than Carmen Electra's marriage to Dennis Rodman, which lasted 9 days.
I didn't even realize that Rodman was married to anybody.
What was she drinking?
Some bad tequila.
The beautiful Carmen Electra, how do you marry crazy man Dennis Rodman? Did he take a trip? He might have taken a trip to North Korea during that time.
He might have. Or maybe even China.
Anyway, that's the latest from the White House. That General Kelly's going to run this place. That's what you want. And I'm learning from this White House, because if you want somebody to kind of be like your chief of staff, your get things together, get somebody from the armed services. Get a general. Nobody argues with a general. Let me tell you. You should always respect law and order, and the police comes to your car. But if the police officer happened to be in a general's uniform, you really sit tight, don't you?
Oh, yes, you do.
You're not going to mouth off to a general. General John Kelly doing a good job there in the White House. Now, we mentioned Sam Shepard, dead at 73. This guy, who was a brilliant playwright, he won a Pulitzer Prize, was nominated for an Oscar. He's only 73. He's passed away. He had been battling ALS and died Sunday peaceably at his Kentucky home. I did not know about that. They have a website called Broadway World. Reported he was surrounded by his kids and his sisters. He won the Pulitzer Prize back in 1979 for the play Buried Child. He wrote 44 different plays, was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in the film The Right Stuff. New York Magazine has hailed him as the greatest American playwright of his generation. He was in a bunch of movies, Black Hawk Down, Swordfish, most recently in Netflix Bloodline, and married to Olan Jones for 15 years. He was Jessica Lange's longtime partner for over 2 decades. They had 2 kids together. 73 years of age, he will be missed. There's an American talent.
Indeed, he really was.
Yeah. 73, way too young. Kate Beckinsale's, she's got an overzealous, she had an overzealous fan that was booted from the Comic-Con in Tampa Bay. Apparently, Kate was forced to postpone an appearance at the Tampa Bay Comic-Con this last Saturday because of what was at the time termed as an overzealous fan who had been booted from the premises. So now, though, they've learned that what's really going on sounds really kind of terrifying. According to police reports and law enforcement sources, this guy, Terry Lee, 45 years of age, Terry Lee Rep, R-E-P-P, had been following Beckinsale around the country for over a year, and he threatened to stab her long before being arrested at the Comic-Con in Tampa. This is kind of like what Raina James went through on the series Nashville. Cops have been told to be on the lookout for him at the event on Saturday because of his long history of following Kate Beckinsale. And when he showed up, officers pounced. One particular police officer doing a good job of recognizing this guy, Terry Lee Rep, before he got close to Kate Beckinsale. And by the way, when you're a terrifying guy, they always give 3 names, Terry Lee Rep. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he apparently touched her, threatened to stab her at an event in 2016, ran into her later to another event the next year. So hats off to the police officers. Rep appears to have an irrational obsession with the victim and has traveled across the country in an effort to harass her. He's grabbed. She's okay. That's good news.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach. Footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. If you have not refinanced your current mortgage in the last few years, you could be losing thousands of dollars a year by paying too high of an APR. And the place to call is LendingTree to find out how low you can go. We can match you with lenders offering some of the lowest rates APRs available. Some APRs are lower than 3%. Imagine how much money you can save every month if your current mortgage is at 6% or higher. And all it takes is one free call to LendingTree to match you with a lender who may be able to lower your current home mortgage rate. Learn how to potentially save thousands by refinancing your current mortgage. Call LendingTree right now. NMLS 1136.
800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. That's 800-628-5067.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Welcome back here to the lounge.
Indeed.
I'm Michael Horn on bass, Tomas. That's the way you play it, T.
I try hard.
I'll bring the medley up. Here we go. Welcome back here to the show. The great Kreskin coming up at the half hour. In the meantime, we've got a lot of news to talk about entertainment-wise. Apparently, HBO, their networks were hacked, and there's a Game of Thrones script that may have leaked. Do you watch the Game of Thrones, Tomas?
No, I don't, but this whole story is crazy. Why do people don't have anything else to do but to hack somebody's computer system?
It's crazy. It's nuts. You're absolutely right. It is definitely crazy. Apparently, the hackers have broken into the networks of HBO. They have leaked unreleased episodes of a number of shows, as well as the script for next week's Game of Thrones episode. Altogether, they've reportedly obtained a total of about 1.5 terabytes of data. HBO confirmed the intrusion in a statement that they sent to Variety. Quoting, HBO recently experienced a cyber incident which resulted in the compromise of proprietary information. We immediately began investigating the incident. We're now working with law enforcement and outside cybersecurity firms. Data protection is a top priority at HBO, and we take seriously our responsibility to protect the data that we hold. This is a nuts, crazy story.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've never heard of so much hacking, I would say, in the last decade or so than this.
I have not heard as much hacking as the time I spent at that cigarette emporium that we went to. A lot of hacking there. But anyway, Entertainment Weekly reported this hack of HBO, allegedly leaked the content. According to the report, the hackers have already leaked unreleased episodes of Ballers and Room 104.
What?
HBO The CEO, Richard Pelper, said addressed the hack in an email to his employees, called it disruptive, unsettling, and disturbing for all of us. Somebody on the inside's got to know about this, don't they? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently, they're addressing the problem with senior leadership and their technology team, along with outside experts. And they went on to call the efforts to mitigate the hack nothing short of Herculean. And the problem before us is unfortunately all too familiar in the world we now find ourselves a part of. It's what CEO Richard Pelper wrote. He said, as has been the case with any challenge we have ever faced, I have absolutely no doubt that we will navigate our way through this successfully. Still unclear who's behind the hack, but, it's far from the first time that Hollywood now has found themselves in the crosshairs of hackers. And what's the big deal about it?
Yeah.
So you know about the episode. What's the big deal?
Yeah. I mean, why do it? I don't see. I mean, is it for the money? Is it for fame? I mean, what is it?
It was a group of hackers they thought might have been backed by North Korea, broke into the networks of Sony Pictures in 2014 and released tens of thousands of emails as well as scripts and video files. Then, in 2016, hackers broke into the network of a small Hollywood-based post-production vendor and stole TV episodes from Netflix and multiple other TV networks. So that's why I don't like to put anything of importance on my email or in my on my computer.
I don't blame you.
I like to carry a day timer. That's
that?
where all my notes are. That's the day timer, is that book. I have the pocket day timer that no one else uses in their right mind, and I write stuff in there and then ignore it. But at least it's written down.
Okay.
Yep.
I remember seeing that. You sort of keep it well hidden. Every once in a while, I see you check it, but you put it right back into your secret place.
Yes. How do you know about my secret place? That's the question I have for you.
Just observation of yourself, sir. I mean, you're El Presidente and CEO, so, I mean, you have ways of doing things.
Just wanted to check that out. Now, there's a study out. By the way, that's Tomas. I'm Michael Horn. Glad to have you with us here in the lounge. There's a study speculating 13 reasons which has caused a rise in suicide searches online. 13 reasons why became a phenomenon back in March. People had mixed feelings about whether it glorified suicide or was simply raising awareness. And a recent study was conducted by John Ayers, which was published in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine on Monday, says there were at least 900,000 more than expected Google searches, including the word suicide, in the weeks following the show's premiere. And they say this can range from topics including suicide methods, suicide hotlines, suicide prevention. Now, it's important to note the research does not offer a connection between actual number of suicide, just how much it was searched online. So according to the study, the phrase how to commit suicide was searched 26% more than expected. 13 reasons why. I'm not going to watch any of this stuff over there. That's when they can break into, throw away the scripts.
This is Bill's yard, and Bill's a grill master, not a grass expert. Still, no weeds belong in this backyard barbecue kingdom. And with Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, Bill's greasy thumb is just as good as a green thumb. Because Scott's thickens lawns to help crowd out over 50 pesky weeds. So Bill can defeat invaders, green up his lawn, and hold his spatula high. This is a Scott's yard. Pick up Scott's Weed and Feed today.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Credit cards are sure fun to use, perhaps a little addicting, and they kind of make you feel rich. Well, if you're like most Americans, you've got over 5 maxed out credit cards in your pocket right now, and you can barely make the minimum payments, right? I'd like to personally recommend a company called DebtHelper.com. DebtHelper.com is a licensed and insured nonprofit debt management agency. They can help cut your interest rates by as much as 50% and lower your monthly payments, saving you thousands of dollars in finance charges on your credit card bills. DebtHelper.com does not lend money. Debt Helper's program could have you paying off your credit card debt in full in a 3 to 5 year period. Call DebtHelper.com right now for your free confidential consultation today. 866-706-3328. 866-706-3328. 866-706-3328. Credit Card Management Services, Inc., DBA, DebtHelper.com. 3225 North Farmers Avenue, number 201, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33401. Down payment of debt may be creditors to increase finance and other charges or undertake collection activity, including litigation.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Hi, friends. This is Larry Manetti. Go to LarryManetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. There is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryManetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
We're back in the lounge. I'm Michael Horn with Tomas. Where are we headed, T?
We are headed to talk to the amazing Kreskin.
Oh, this is great. I've been waiting for this for a while. The amazing Kreskin. Welcome, Kreskin.
Mike, how are you? You realize the last time we spoke was in January of the beginning of this year. Time goes by, doesn't it?
Time goes all the time, and you, amazing Kreskin, are amazing. You remember everything that goes on, everything we talk about, everything we do, you remember.
I really, and I mean this sincerely. The day that I get out into your area, if I'm performing at some, whether it's a club or concert or private, I'll come on the air live with you. But I do, as I said before, I want to assure all the listeners, folks. I give you my word, folks. I dare not read Mike's thoughts on the air. Oh my God, I'm only joking.
Take it easy, Kreskin. Take it easy. You know where I was going. We need to get you on here with a radio show. Kreskin, you need to do a radio show. You did that TV show back in the 70s. I think it's still on Hulu, isn't it?
Mike, as folks listen, as God is my judge, I would not have mentioned this right now, but you just said something very, very interesting, because it looks like within about a month's time I'll be announcing my own radio series. It's about time. And Mike, this is the first, as God is my judge, and people, I do hundreds and hundreds of shows every month or so. I have not mentioned, but the fact that, wait till I tell the production people, because this is an uncanny remark from you, and I appreciate it. And you know what? Let's do this, Mike. When it takes place, I'll come on your show a few days or a week or so before to announce it first.
I would love that,
because you're the great thing about the industry, this industry and radio, is that there's no turning back. If anybody feels that the reality shows are real, I want to sell them also the Brooklyn Bridge, and I have a few other things down the street.
True.
a story, and I'm not going to mention the exact show. Some people will recognize it, but I don't mean this in any way maliciously, but it's a true story because I know a lot of people who work the programs and television crews and whatever. They'll call me. About a year ago, there was a big argument on one of the reality shows. I don't know, the 5 or 6 gals were in a clothing store and so forth, and it got a lot of attention and everything else. And I get a call 2 days later from one of the cameramen, and he says, Kreskin. I said, oh, yeah, where are you now? He says, I'm working such and I had to tell you this. You know, did you see the show 2 days ago? I said, I don't get to watch those shows. He said, well, the feud they got in the argument in the clothing store, it took 8 takes to make it work right. It never seemed natural.
8 takes to get the feud correct.
Yeah, to get the natural view correct.
To get that natural feud going. You are amazing, Kreskin. I'm telling you, and you flatter me by saying that about the radio show because you should be doing your own radio program.
Well, I appreciate it. I want to because and by the way, you folks have been an important part of my life. Oh, sure, my appearances around the world are incredibly valuable to me because it's my livelihood and what have you. But you enable me to bring out facets of my life that my life, Mike. My career is an adventure. I have to say this. My career is an adventure. Who would have dreamt? As of 3 weeks ago, I have now been involved in 86 crime cases, helping to solve them.
Now what do you do, Kreskin? What do you do on these crime cases? Tell everybody how you get involved.
First of all, folks, I'm not a know-it-all in all this jazz. I've been helpful maybe in a third of them, but that's still significant. And it's not that someone. The crew or the police, or in a couple of cases, the FBI comes to me and says, well, we found this object at the scene of this. In the past couple of months, it's been 2 murders, and they have not been done for publicity purposes but I will tell you a story that I'm allowed to make public. But what happens is I can work with people's minds who are potentially witnesses that perhaps picked up information they were unaware of and what have you, and help clarify the case. Now, I'm going to tell you a true story, and I got to tell you how this came to light. A few months ago, I'm in the Midwest, and I'm in different cities every day. And during one of my programs, and my regular concerts are 2 hours and 30 minutes in length. My private ones, my nightclub ones, are maybe an hour and a half. But this is a full evening show, and I wanted someone from the audience who's familiar with cards. I said, you're not going to get involved in the card trick, but I want you familiar with playing cards. And this gentleman raised his hand and said, come up on stage, if you will. And I said, have we ever met? He said, yes. I said, sir, don't feel offended. During the meet and greet after the show, come and say hello. I'd love to talk to you more, but I don't prearrange anything. By the way, when did we meet? He said it was 30 years ago. I said, oh, what was that all about? He says, I was hit by a car. I stopped. I said, I have not seen you for 30 years. Are you willing to tell this story? He says, I sure am. He's a handsome man, maybe in his 40s. He was walking through a town of Caldwell, New Jersey, and a car came along and hit him and threw him some 40, 50, 60 feet. When they got to him, they believed he was dead. The police came and thought he would, and an ambulance came, and there was sign of life. And the bottom line is they got him to an emergency ward, and within months he was back on his feet, and he looks healthy as can be. But so that. The next morning, or that night, the police came to my house. I had an office for years. I have it now, but I don't have time to use it for private means and so forth. They came and they said, Kreskin, these are 3 witnesses. We have no clues or anything. Would you see them? I said, yes, I'll see them one at a time. Well, one lady was hysterical. I couldn't work with her. She couldn't listen or concentrate because she saw a horrendous sight of a man being thrown through the air and a car driving on. The other 2 I was able to work with, and as I talked to each of them by themselves, they started to see images, and they saw a license plate, but they each saw a piece of a license plate.
Wow.
One saw a few digits, the other saw so we put it together. It could have been wrong. I brought the police and I said, this seems to be the composite. The bottom line is the next day, that stolen car was found in Connecticut. It was a stolen car, and it was the license plate, and they apprehended the person who hit this man and ran.
And this is a collaboration. There was a collaboration of 3 different people talking about this, that you're able to get one license plate number.
Now, wait till you hear the full. Now there's a backlog to the story.
Hold on, we're going up against a break, Kreskin. Is this going to take a little longer than 30 seconds?
Can you come back and finish?
Yes, I would like to come back. Can you hold on?
You got a dramatic cliffhanger.
We got a cliffhanger here. There's a little side note to this story from the amazing Kreskin. Check him out at amazingkreskin.com. We'll be back straight ahead in the lounge with Kreskin. Tomas, yours truly, Michael Horn, right here from CRN. We're changing the K to a C and call it the Kreskin Radio Network.
So what would you do with an extra $500 a month in your budget? $500. This isn't hypothetical, by the way. This is something you may need to think about very soon if you decide to become a member of MediShare. MediShare is a way to pay for your health care, and typically it costs $500 less per month for a family versus other health care plans. So seriously, think about this. You could pay off loans, pay down a mortgage, save the money for retirement, donate to charity. That would be a big deal. But you know what? Here's the best thing. MediShare works. It has 250,000 members, and it's growing fast. With MediShare, not only do you save, you don't have to pay for things you don't believe in either, and that is a beautiful thing too. So here's how you can find out more, and you might actually wind up saving even more than $500 a month. So check into it. Here's the number. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE. Now available in Montana. Call 855-90-BIBLE.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Every day people ask me, can I still take advantage of today's low rates? Is it still a good time to refinance? The answer is yes. Now's a great time to call Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.19%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
With free next-day delivery from Staples, you can run your business like a pro. You can guarantee the marketing department that they'll get their supplies tomorrow and guarantee the accounting department that they'll be delivered free. With free next-day delivery, you'll have the ability to move deadlines up and adjust budgets down. Go to Staples.com and get the office essentials you need delivered next day for free. Staples. It's pro time. Orders over $49.99 placed by 5 p.m. Excludes weekends and holidays. Eligible items only.
We're back here in the lounge. I'm Michael Horn with Tomas, the amazing Kreskin, online here with us. It says website is amazingkreskin.com. That's Kreskin. All right, so Amazing Kreskin, you set this thing up. You said there's a kid that's in the audience, comes up 30 years before. He had been hit in a car accident. They thought he was dead. Miraculously, he was still alive. He's okay. 30 years later, he's there. But you're saying right after that accident occurred, the police came to you and asked, and you had 3 different people that apparently had seen things, but they didn't have just little pieces, and you were able to put together what you thought was a license plate number. You gave this to the police, and what happened?
Well, they found the car the next morning in Connecticut, and they found the person who was driving. They got a hold of the person, and it turned out that was the person who committed the hit and run. But a few weeks later, there's a knock on my door. My brother was a policeman. We lost him a couple of months ago. He was a policeman for 18 years in New Jersey.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
There's 2 law enforcement. There's 2 gentlemen. I don't know them. They're from, but they want to see you. So they came in. I said, "Didn't I see you gentlemen a while ago?" They said, "Yes, Kreskin. You helped us solve the hit and run. But I want to tell you something. Remember 2 months ago, we sent a man to your office. He was a heavy gentleman." I said, I know who you mean. He evidently been exposed to a lot of crime information and was willing to participate. I said, "Gentlemen, I'm sorry I couldn't do anything with him. I couldn't get any response. I couldn't get him to tune into my way of thinking." They said, "These are the 2 police. Kreskin, maybe it's a blessing that you weren't able to." I said, "What do you mean?"
What is that?
They said, they said, "That man whom you saw 2 or 3 months ago you couldn't work with, he was the man that did the hit and run that we found, and it turns out he's one of the key heads of the mafia here in Essex County, New Jersey."
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine, had I been able to work with him, started bringing forth information regarding criminal activities, I'm not sure you would have been able to talk to me.
Well, you might have been, Kreskin in a bottle or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's the other. I got to tell you one you'll get a kick out of because, and I can mention this man's name was Dr. Cy Fish. He became a lifelong friend of mine, a wonderful man. Years ago, the police called me in on a case. The family called me in. There was a tremendous amount of jewelry stolen, and it was an elderly couple, and all the family and other friends were there, including this Dr. Cy Fish. And I arrived there, and the police recognized me, and they said, the families asked me to come here. They said, Kreskin, we really solved the case. I said, the robbery? They said, yes, it's Dr. Fish. I said, well, how do you know this? And they said, well, we did a polygraph test. I said, you can't rely on them. People who are upset or stressed often show a bad reaction. They said, no, we're sure he did it. So I went through the house. I spent an evening there. I didn't ask people questions. Sometimes I'd allude to the jewelry just to get their mind thinking, but then I talk about other things. But I talked to every single of the 30 or 40 people there. And as I'm leaving, I said, gentlemen, I don't think there's anyone there. I don't get any sense of guilt amongst them. Not that I can point to someone, but that they seem totally. They said, Kreskin, you're wasting your time. This is the man. I got an argument with them. I said, no, he didn't do it. No, there's nobody in there that did it. Well, a year that hung over that man. He was never taken to trial because they couldn't prove anything further. It's just but a year later, I get called by the family. They said, Kreskin, you must come. We want to take you to a special dinner. We went there. We just lost the second of the two parents that lived in the house. They were suffering from Alzheimer's. In cleaning the house, we found in the laundry chute all of the jewelry. They had thrown it there but forgotten it because of their memory.
Wow. So the stuff had never been stolen to begin with.
It never was stolen, and then everybody was innocent. So,
Kreskin, how do you do this? You're the amazing. How do you do it? Do you connect with people, ask them questions? How do you get into the heads of people?
It isn't questions, but when people see me, for example, last night I was at a private affair in Morristown, New Jersey, and this executive, he had about 60 of his workers there, and I'm reading the thoughts of members of the audience because whether it's a Carnegie Hall or a theater or a Coliseum or a private affair, one of the highlights is that I'll give you a quick example at the Riviera in Las Vegas a couple years ago when I was headlining. I said someone is saying these two names. This elderly gentleman stood up, very distinguished man. I said, who are these people? And they said, Kreskin, it's not people. We have our two dogs. We don't live here. We miss them. We're going to go back home in a couple of days. We love them dearly. I said, sir, didn't you say to your wife, I wonder if Kreskin could tell me my Army ID number? I want to tell you, Mike, he slammed his fist down on the nightclub table. He says, damn it. He said, Kreskin, yes, I did. It was at another hotel. We're not even staying here. I said, do you know it? Do you know it? And most men and women in the service never tell their number to anybody. They never forget it as long as they live. They have no reason to tell it. Mike, I gave him every single digit of his number, and he was in World War II.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the amazing Kreskin. You've made predictions over the years. Now, tell everybody, weren't you on the Jimmy Fallon show when you predicted an election? Tell us what happened on that time.
Well, that was a presidential election in 2012, and I will never announce ahead of time because, Mike, and you understand this as better than anybody. I'm going to be accused if that person wins, or of influencing people, or if I say it ahead of time, it means that I'm supporting the person. And when I made my prediction, so NBC. I sealed it in a metal box. NBC put it in a safe. And when I delivered that prediction to the Jimmy Fallon show, it was 1.5 years before the election. But one of the most dramatic of my life, and it's you can go on the internet on my webpage, amazingkreskin.com, and see. I did not decide this last election in last November to get involved because it was a messy election. I said, I don't want to get involved in it.
What was your prediction with the other election? Who did you have in the box?
I named it correctly. Yes, I named the president who that president. But let me tell you.
Hang on, Kreskin. Hold on. Don't go away. We're talking great Italian food. Carlo is here. Carlo Galian from Domingo's Italian Deli in Encino, California. If we want to cater an event, we should go Italian. How do you do it there at Domingo's?
Without a doubt. We've got all of the must-haves on...
what are the must-haves?
Must-haves are to start with a non-impasto platter. So anything that pairs well with a great bottle of wine. Our Italian cheeses, our cured meats, all the fine charcuterie that Italy's known for, prosciutto, the salamis. We've got specialty salamis like truffle salami, spicy calabrese. We got wonderful array of mortadella. And of course, our cheeses, the sharp provolones, fontinas, ricotta salata, and everything else that goes great with bread and wine.
My mouth is watering. It is dripping here. The place is called Domingo's Italian Deli. They're at 17548 Ventura Boulevard in Encino. Call them at 818-981-4466 or go to domingositaliandeli.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master plan destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
Back in the lounge, final segment, Michael Horn Tomas, the amazing Kreskin is here with us. So Kreskin, so you picked Barack Obama in the election. It was sealed. You unveiled it later on.
Yes.
No one knew that was going to be the president.
But,
you called it beforehand. But you didn't get involved, and we only have a short segment here. You didn't get involved in this last election. Why was that?
Well, it turns out I got involved. I never announced ahead of time. The bottom line is this. A couple of days, I didn't want to get involved because there's pictures of me at Trump's home because I perform in private homes, and there's pictures of me with Clinton because I perform a lot in Washington, D.C. The bottom line is, a couple of days before, I said, all right, I'll get involved. We'll seal it in a package. They put it in a store window in New York, and the night after the election, David Webb, who's a newsman on Sirius, they opened it, but he said, did you hear about Fox? I said, what's everybody talking about Fox? They say, Kreskin, did you get it? I have it now. You folks can look at it on my webpage. Fox Television discovered that on December 9th, 2015, a year before the election, I was on Fox in Washington, D.C. I guess I was performing somewhere in the area, and they had me on the morning. I was very upset. I didn't say this to the audience, but a tragedy had happened in my family. I was preoccupied, and I wasn't thinking. And that they said to me, Kreskin, next year, who's going to win the election? And I said, I don't want to get involved because I was just in his house. He's as noisy as ever, and I was talking about Donald Trump. And I swear to you, I have no memory of ever saying that. I deny I ever did that, and now they sent me the tape. It was 1 year before.
You said it. It was on Fox News. You predicted 11 months before the election on Fox and Friends in the Morning that Donald Trump would win.
That Trump would
now, will we get the leaks? Will Donald Trump get the leaks taken care of in the White House? Come on.
Let's not go. Listen, you're going to get me in more trouble. I want to tell you
something. He needs you there right now to figure out where these leaks are coming from, Kreskin.
Mike is a good guy, and Mike was also thinking of offering to send me to Russia for the time being, but we're not.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Listen, I got to tell you something. I got to tell you something, Mike. We have got to. I enjoy working with you, and let's put it this way. As I said, and I say this with people I enjoy working with. I will not, in the spirit of radio, I will not say to goodbye and to your audience. Let's just say to be continued.
To be continued. We can check everything out at your website, right? AmazingKreskin.com.
Yes, you can.
You've got clips on there and everything. We love you, Kreskin. You stayed much longer than we anticipated, but we always love to have you here. Come and visit us. Come in studio, Kreskin.
I will, and I'll let you. When the radio thing's going to start, I got to come on the air.
You got to come on the air. We want to predict that you're going to do the show with us. Thank you. That's the amazing Kreskin. This guy is fabulous, and we appreciate. We got to have him on the show more often, Tomas. What's wrong? Why aren't you booking him more on the show?
We have to talk to Miss Cadera on that.
Well, going to get him on here more often because I like it. And he is once again, we didn't get a chance to talk to him about OJ, but he has put that out there again. He says, hey, hang with me. I'll tell you, I'll let you know. Just walk with me and talk with me. That's how he gets into your head. He can figure things out. Right?
Right. I think that all of us, to a certain extent, have some kind of sense of things. I mean, you can walk into a room, you can walk in a group of people, and you know something is either right or wrong. I'm going
to make a prediction right now. Are you ready?
Ready.
I predict that the lounge will be off the air in probably about a minute. So quickly, let me get back in here and tell you that if you miss anything, you can log on to our website at crntalk.com/the lounge. You can download our cell phone app, take the lounge with you wherever you go. By the way, you get complete copies of the show at iHeartRadio, same with all of our other great programs too, so many different apps. Here's how you get our app on your phone. Just dial pound 250. It's a phone call. Pound 250, hit send. When the call is answered, say CRN Talk. The app will be loaded to your phone. For our executive producer, Courtney Cadera, for the amazing Kreskin, for Tomas, I'm Michael Horn saying, oh, look at this. The show is over. I rest my case. Tune in tomorrow for the amazing Horn and Tomas. The amazing CRN. Amazing.
Which was most important because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio shows sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. The Trump administration has imposed financial sanctions on Venezuela's president after